And once I see like his Q cast, then I like move in one direction. Ooh! Okay, good. I thought I just ruined that all. Hey YouTube, a lot of you have been asking me about Azir's matchups in mid and top lane, so I'm giving you a full matchup tier list with explanations for each matchup and which runes I would take into each of them. First, we're going to start off with the mid lane champs in alphabetical order. So, versus Ahri, Azir kind of stomps her like pre-6, and you can like poke her down, deny her a lot of CS and XP and zone her, as long as you dodge that charm. You want to watch out for her W trade, level 1. Her level 1 is like pretty strong with W trade, and she'll like try to like proc electrocute or Ahri. I think we'll put it skill matchup. Like once Ahri hits level 6, she can like kite around Azir's soldiers like really well. So I think we'll do skill matchup. Depends how well the Azir is his like soldier placement and his Q usage, and if he can like dodge the charm and stuff. Ahri is able to kite around quite easily at like after level 6. And her ult's a pretty short cooldown, so you gotta watch out for that. Also, I guess make sure you dodge the second part of Ahri Q if possible, because that does true damage. It will do more than like the first part of her Q. Let's go with Akali now. It's kind of like same thing. Pre-6, Azir bullies the crap out of Akali, and then once Akali's level 6, Akali gets kill pressure on Azir. She has her Shroud, she has her E-Dash, she has 2 more dashes with her ult, and she'll have Flash as well. So it's pretty hard to auto-attack her. Maybe skill matchup as well. Basically, if she like tries to ult on you, you just kind of want to drift away and kite that out. In these two matchups, what are you mentioning the keystones as well in these? Versus Ahri, I like to take Comet and just like poke her down. I think that's like the best rune versus her. Versus Akali, I feel like a lot of runes work. I feel like probably all of them work. She's like melee, so I feel like Ahri works, Halo Blades works, and Comet works, all for like poking her down in lane. Those are probably like my top 3 for that matchup. Yeah, Akali has like pretty long cooldowns. You want to like just once she uses Shroud, you just want to back off and wait till her invisibility is finished, and then you can start to harass her again, because I think that's like around the 20-second cooldown or something. All right, let's go to Akshan next. We see a lot of Akshan mids. This one I would say is Azir favored. In the early game, Akshan's double auto attack will do more damage than you, so you just want to use your range advantage on Azir. I like to take Halo Blades in this matchup, and whenever he's autoing a minion, I just try to proc Halo Blades on them, get 3 autos on them real quick, and then back off. I'll be poking like max range with Q auto. Be careful, because like if you're close to a wall, he's like probably going to like E at you. If he ever ults you, you're gonna want to like stay behind a tower. The tower will block his ult, and so will minions. You need to do a lot of MIA pings versus Akshan, because his W makes him invisible if he hugs walls, so he can like roam bot lane a lot. You need to not overextend in your lane, especially if you're behind in this matchup. He'll just like run you down from invis and like catch you off guard, so just be watch out. Just like be careful of that. Another like little tip, like his ults. So if you hide behind a turret, like the turret has to be like activated. So let's say a scenario, you get like caught in the jungle or something, and he ults you. If your mid tier 1 turret is alive and you try to hide behind the tier 2 turret, the tier 2 turret will not protect you. The bullets will go through and hit you. So just be mindful of that. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can't hide behind that turret. I needed to go behind the minions. Whoops. Next we have Anivia. So this matchup, I like a lot in this matchup. I think Comet and Lethal Tempo are like my favorite 2 in this matchup. Actually, Halo Blades is good too. Those are probably like top 3. Comet's for like poking them down. Halo Blades is for like burst, and then Lethal Tempo is kind of like for like a longer like fight and scaling. In this matchup, you basically all you have to do is like dodge a Anivia Q and not get stunned by that. If you dodge that, you can win the trade. You can DPS her. If you dodge that, if you have like Lethal Tempo. The reason I kind of like Lethal Tempo in this matchup is because if you kill her and then like her egg procs, like the Lethal Tempo attack speed will help you like finish her off. I don't think you can finish her off like early game if you like don't have that attack speed. I think that attack speed is like pretty useful. Yeah, it depends like how you want to play. Enemy team has like a bunch of tanks. When they have Anivia, like they definitely go Lethal Tempo. Enemy team's super like squishy, no tanks, no bruisers or anything like that. Just go like Comet or Halo Blades. I'd say we say Azir favored. Really good Anivia players will they'll like W the wave, and like that way like the wave is near their tower, and then they'll just like press R and one-shot the wave. Like at level 6, this matchup gets like pretty uninteractive, and it's like kind of hard to like bully her. So you want to like try and deny her as much as possible or kill her pre-6. You can go Ignite in like any matchup as long as you're like confident in your own mechanics. Azir's got a pretty oppressive laning phase. You need to be careful because good Anivia players will like try to cancel your E with their W, their wall. So just be mindful of that. Like they'll like try to stop you from escaping. Alright, next we have Annie. Probably Azir favored versus Annie. You outrange Annie, so you can just always just like be poking her down from a distance. I'd probably go Comet like most in this matchup. Just don't interact with her if her stun is up. Just wait it out. Wait for her to like Q a minion or something, because that's kind of how she farms. In this matchup, I sometimes buy like an early no magic mantle because like she has so much burst damage. She'll like try to like flash ult you level 6 and ignite you, and probably has electrocute too. So there's like all that like burst damage, and no magic mantle will prevent you from getting one shot and give you some counterplay. You can consider cleanse in that matchup too, or ignite or TP. I'd say she's pretty easy, pretty easier favored. Alright, next we have Aurelion Sol. Wow, I forgot that champ exists. That champ is just so bad, nobody even plays it. It's probably just free. It's been a while since I've played against Aurelion Sol, but basically you just want to like kite his W. Like his champ is just so weak now. You just want to kite his W. You can like dodge his, like you want to try and dodge his stun, his Q, and just sidestep it or E away to dodge it. Be mindful that if you like try to drift in on Aurelion Sol, he can like ult you out of your drift and you won't be able to get on top of him. So you're just like gonna poke him down to low HP before you all in him. And this champ is like only useful for his roaming potential, so just try to like push him in so he can't roam and call like spam ping MIA, because if he's not mid, he's probably roaming. Azir, or Azir skill matchup. If Azir has like same skin as you, it's pretty hard to tell which soldier is yours. Yeah, that's just like for norm games and stuff. I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah, for the Aurelion Sol matchup, take like Comet, Lethal Tempo, Hellblades. I think those are all good. Probably like Comet and just poke him down. Probably the most consistent playstyle. Yeah, if enemy team, you know, tanky, Lethal Tempo is really, really good. And you'll win any long fight. Alright, next, let's go with Brand. Champ has like stupid damage, but I'd say it's Azir favorite. Azir outranges him. Brand W actually has some pretty long range, but if you sidestep that, then like Brand can't really do anything. Whenever I play this matchup, I sidestep his W, and then like Brand will just like, he'll like W and hit the wave, and then he'll just press E, and I get hit by his like E damage, which usually does like at least 100. It's kind of annoying. Make sure you're not close to like any minions or like another ally champion when you're like fighting Brand. If you like try to all-in Brand, like he can ult him, like he can ult you, and then it like bounces off of him. So you just want to like poke him down, use that range advantage and your burst advantage. You're just like a better champion than Brand all around. Probably just go Comet, poke him down. Alright, next we got Cassiopeia. It's Azir favored. So you outrange Cassio. You can, I think my favorite in this matchup is Comet. That range advantage is pretty nasty. If she's ever like running at you, you can just like bait out her ult and like stand still and auto her, and then just get ready to click backwards and show ult, and you'll dodge it and you won't get stunned. Be mindful, her W can like stop you from drifting, so like get off of that as soon as possible if she lands it on you. This matchup is just all about like dodging Cassio Q. If you dodge Cassio Q, she legit has 0 damage and she can't like run you down. She gets movement speed when she lands the Q. This matchup is like always super easy for me. I just like poke her down with my range and she can't even play the game. She can only outplay you if she lands her Qs and lands her stun on her ults. Alright, next we have, I guess we can do AP Cho'Gath mid. I've played against that before. People who play Cho'Gath mid just usually go AP. Probably Azir favored. I think Comet's pretty good. Lethal Tempo's decent because he does infinitely stack HP. You could consider that. Hellblade's also pretty decent. I think those are like obviously the best 3 Azir runes right now. So versus Cho'Gath, since he like infinitely stacks health, like you should probably always go the Andres if he's on like the enemy team. Or like if he scales, like he'll be a problem, no one can kill him. Nobody has the Andres or, you know, true damage or something like Vayne. This matchup, you just like want to dodge the Cho'Gath Q. It's kind of long range, but it's like it's easy to see it coming because like Cho'Gath stomps the ground, and then like the knockup like happens like a second like after. You want to stay around to like out of his W range. It's like kind of like short medium range ability. You just want to poke him down with Q auto. Basically this champion like buys Everfrost and he'll like try and pick you with Everfrost, and if he lands at Everfrost, you know, he knocks you up, he silences you, and then he ults you and you just die. But like as long as you're not in his range, like it's pretty easy to deal with him. This matchup's kind of annoying because whenever he kills minions, he does get HP back. His passive gives him HP every time he like kills a unit. But yeah, you should be able to deny him some XP and farm in lane with your range advantage. He shouldn't be able to kill you as long as you're good at dodging his Q. Next, we have Corki. Oh man, this is kind of free. I love facing Corki, man. The only way for Corki like play the game is that they need to go like Fleet Footwork, Dorn Shield, and like second win, and then they don't die to you pre-6. But if they don't get any of that, like you can just farm this kid. You can farm this champ really easily. You have longer range than him. You just dodge his Q. Every time he like wants to auto attack a minion, you just Q auto him. You can poke him down with Comet. I think Comet's like my favorite for this matchup. Just poke him down in lane and be really oppressive and annoying. So he can't really play the game. Like he can't even farm minions until level 6 in this matchup. Once he's like level 6, then he can like finally last hit minions with his ult. You gotta watch out for Corki package. If you see it coming, like just flash it or drift away if you can. Because if he hits you with that, then he has potential to win it. Yeah, that matchup's pretty free. You'll never die to Corki unless you misplay. Alright, next we'll do Diana mid. And Diana like can one-shot you. I mean, as long as you dodge Diana Q, she literally can't do anything to you, so maybe it's your favorite? She legit cannot do anything to you as long as you dodge her Q. When her Q is on cooldown, you can like harass her and poke her down. She's kind of like she's like kind of like a tanky AP assassin. She buys Protobelt and then like Shadow Flame, so she's a bunch of HP. Sometimes I buy Leandri's in this matchup because she does have a lot of HP. Ludens is also good too. I like Comet and Hell Blades a lot in this matchup. I like taking Comet and Hell Blades a lot into like mages or assassins. Just like poke them down with my range and like poke them down so they like can't even all in me that they're so low. After, so like if she all ins you and she like Qs like a minion and E's to the minion and E's to you, she like ults you to like set up a gank or something. You just want to ult her away as soon as she ults you. Like the first part of the ult will hit you, but not the second part of the ult. So you do deny some damage and you just like trade ults. Alright, next we got Ekko. In laning phase, you kind of bully Ekko. He can't really kill you. I'll say Azir favored. This matchup, I like Hail of Blades probably. Comet's also pretty good. Ahri's probably pretty good too here. Versus like any melee champ. You could just like, you know, spawn a soldier in their face and auto them to proc Ahri. I mean, he does have a dash. If you like walk up and drop a soldier in his face, he will just like E at you or E away. Yeah, I think my favorite is like Hellblades in this matchup. You want to dodge Ekko Q obviously, so that he can't really proc his passive very well. His passive does so much damage, so don't let him auto you. Ekko players will often like walk into the bush in mid lane and then like just hide in the bush and they'll press W and like try and catch you in his like W stun, like try and catch you off guard like that. So watch out for that. If you don't see him, like he's probably like trying to cheese you. Once he's level 6, he'll like E auto Q you. Like you can just like ult him away or like ult him under your turret and then he'll have to ult and you basically just like trade ults in this matchup. And Ekko's pretty useless without his ult, so as long as you can like get his ults, like he can't really help his team or get any picks on your team. You can poke him down and deny him a lot of farm because you have that range advantage. You got Fizz next. Alright. I guess we'll say Azir favored. So in this matchup, you bully Fizz really hard pre-6. You want to try and stay out of his Q range. You want to hold your ult until after you see him E, so that he can't dodge your ult and just jump over it. I like Hellblades the most in this matchup, I think, because he's just melee assassin. We burst him. We match his burst. Ahri's also pretty good. One thing I love doing in this matchup is once we're both level 6, I love putting a soldier behind me and I just like kind of walk in his face and I hope that he ults me. If he ults me, I just drift back to my soldier. I press E. I just press EQ and I like drift away back to like my tower and he wastes his ult. And it works every single time I play versus a Fizz. It's always really funny to me when I do that. I make them look dumb. But yeah, you can just waste Fizz ult just like that. They always fall for it. I want to see if I can bait out Fizz ult. A lot of Fizz players like fall for this trick and it's really funny to me. Let's see if I can do it. Basically just walk to him and then you try to drift away as like the shark is coming at you. The average Fizz player will literally just ult you off cooldown, so careful of that. But yeah, you should be able to just like freeze waves and deny him as much CS as possible. Since he's melee, it'll be really hard for him to farm. Next, we have Galio. Maybe Azir favored. Like, you kind of just, like, scale for free in this matchup. He can't kill you. He's, like, pretty tanky, so you can't really kill him. But, like, you outscale him. Like, he can't really solo kill you in lane unless you mess up. You basically just want to try and, like, push him in so that he can't, like, roam. And then if you ever see him, like, you know, move, like, towards the side lane, you have to try and match it with, like, your teleport or walk there to help out your team. Or you can just, like, play for tower plates and get fed like that. That's guaranteed gold. Since he's like pretty tanky, I think I like lethal tempo the most in this matchup. Next we got, I guess Gangplank can go mid. This is free, man. Every time you're against Gangplank, it's just free. He can never ever get a barrel on you. And that is because Azir has way more attack speed, so his auto will always go off first before Gangplank can like proc his barrel. If you have 2 soldiers out, you do like, you know, like 2 health bars of the Gangplank barrel. So you're basically just farming Gangplank barrels. You're getting free gold, like 10 gold per barrel. The Gangplank never learns either. Only way he'll ever get a barrel on you is like if he hides them in a bush, so just stay away from bushes. You can poke him down pretty easily. I think I like Hellblades the most in this matchup. He's like, you know, short range. Like if he tries to Q you, you just auto, you just like drop the soldier in his face, auto with Hellblades, and then Q auto after he like leaves your soldier, and he loses like, you know, like a third of his HP. So it's pretty easier favored. You can like, I like taking Ignite in this match. I'm just farming Gangplank. Next we got, I guess, AP Gragas. I do play against some Gragases. Azir favored probably. Azir's a really good laner, by the way. There's gonna be a lot of Azir favored matchups, guys. Azir is probably the best laner in the game because he's so safe and hard to kill. He's able to farm up really well without getting punished. Yeah, versus Gragas, you just dodge his Q, don't sit in the barrel, just hide behind minions so they can't eat you, just keep your space. You outrange him, just poke him down. I like Comet in this matchup probably. I just want to like stay away from him. If you like try and like do long trades with him in the auto attack, like while you're standing still autoing him, he'll like try and ult you into his barrel. Could go Leandri's in this matchup, I think. He goes like Proto Belt, Shadow Flame, like all these AP items with HP. This is also fine because like he's probably not buying much MR. Yeah, I feel like Leandri's like pretty good when they buy like multiple HP items like that. And the CDR is super nice. Next we have Graves mid. I see a lot of solo lane Graves players. This is definitely Azir favored. You outrange the heck out of Graves. His armor passive is useless. His True Grit is really useless here. Azir does magic damage. When he Qs you, just sidestep, you know, his Q. Just walk out of the line. I think I like Hellblades the most in this matchup because he's like short range and I can just proc Hellblades super fast, super easy. Poke him down, Q auto. You know, create your space. Don't let him get in like auto range of you. If you're super good, you can like flash his ult, or you can WE away from his ult. His W is really annoying. The smoke screen denies you from like auto attacking. Just walk out of the smoke screen and then continue fighting or drift away if you have it. But yeah, this matchup pretty easy. You can burst it down with your range and Hellblades. Next, Heimerdinger. Alright, this matchup, it's either free or Azir favored. So versus Heimerdinger, you basically, I Comet the most. Just poke him down. You want to try and like sidestep his W. Need to sidestep his E because that's his stun, which like sets up his turrets shooting at you, and his W, being able to like line up his W, and like his ult W. His ult W is insanely bursty, so try and dodge that with whatever you can with flash or E. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to land that unless he like just lands the stun grenade on you. Level 1, he's going to set up his turrets, and you just want to deny him like doing that. You just want to walk up and drop soldiers near the turrets and farm the turrets. Free 10 gold. I guess we'll do Azir favored. If you all in Heimer, make sure his E is down first, because if you all in while his E is down, then yeah, he just gets like to set up all his damage on you. Oh yeah, we should talk about his like ult turret too. You don't even want to be near that thing. You just want to create space and run away from it while autoing Heimer if you can. Next, we have Aurelia. Okay, this matchup's either skill or enemy favored. I guess I'll start with the runes for this matchup. I feel like it really depends on how good the Aurelia is. How fast are her fingers? How fast can she do her combos and her E? I think Ahri's okay. I feel like maybe Lethal Tempo is my favorite, because like she'll always be all-inning me and like getting like on top of me, so I like the DPS from Lethal Tempo the most. I think Hellblades is pretty good too. Those are probably the top two. I don't think I'd go a poke rune in this matchup like Comet, because of like how much sustain she has. The poke you do with Comet like won't even matter. So I feel like DPS or a burst rune like Lethal Tempo and Hellblades will be the best throughout the game. I guess we'll put it in skill matchup. The Aurelia's gonna try and, like, a good Aurelia will try and freeze the wave, like, near her turrets, so that she can just, like, Q a minion and run you down. This matchup, you need to be watching, like, the little, like, ticks under her health bar. Once she has, like, 4 stacks of her passive, she basically gets a wit's end. She gets attack speed and magic damage on hit. So that really hurts. She'll do way more damage with her auto attacks than you while lifestealing. I feel like early Oblivion Orb is pretty good in this matchup because she gets a lot of HP back from her Q, just from like last hitting things. In this matchup, you basically want to try and freeze on your side of the lane. A lot of like bad Aurelia players will just like tower dive me near, like dive me near my turret, and I just ult them into the turret and get a free kill. A good Aurelia won't really do that. They'll try and like freeze on their lane, but yeah, on their side of the lane. Yeah, you need to try and dodge her E, you need to try and flash her ults. You want to try and ult her during her Q so that like her Q gets cancelled and she can't like use her Q again. Be mindful like when she's using W, it's kind of like a bursty ability now. And you do like a reduced damage to her, so just kind of like back off and create space like while she's using that. Try and ult her into your turret in this matchup for a free kill. The early game's like pretty hard. Like I always need my jungler to camp the lane because the Irelia players play so aggressive, and it's like pretty easy to punish. Where are we at? Should I include Ivern mid? That's really rare though. Shit, it's free. You scale for free. Watch out for Daisy though. Daisy can probably solo kill you if you try and fight. But yeah, you just want to focus on scaling in this matchup. Yeah, it's a pretty rare pick. But yeah, you get this go for free. He's not able to just run you down like that. Probably go lethal tempo because that's like the best scaling rune. And then you'll just be a monster in team fights as you have over 10 CS a minute in this matchup. Ivern just wants to like follow his jungler around, so you should be getting like plenty of free farm and plates. Let's do Jayce mid. This what I would say is your favored. Like a lot of runes are good in this matchup, but I think Hellblades and Common are probably the best. So I think a really good Jayce is legit just going to like stand really far out of range of your Q and just like only use like QE shock blasts to like poke you and trade with you. I feel like the Jayce like needs phase rush in this matchup so that he can like all in you and then like run away from your soldiers to get like a quick trade in. A lot of Jayces don't go that rune though, but yeah, you kind of outrange his range form other than his QE that has insane range. But yeah, you just want to like sidestep that. A really good Jayce will like Q and then put the gate under his character to give himself movement speed, and then that you have like less reaction time to like dodge the Q because it speeds up his Q when it goes through the gate. But yeah, you just want to like try and dodge his Q, poke him down. If he all-ins you, stay away from the like if he Qs at you, like stay away from the minions because they'll Q the minions and they like try to do the AoE damage. The AoE damage will like hit you like around the minions. If he Qs at you, you can just ult him away and cancel his Q damage. Or you can ult him towards your turret if you're close enough to one. Yeah, you outscale Jayce too. You outscale like most champs in the game as Azir. And he's got such a strong, oppressive, safe laning phase. Next we have... Should we do AP Kai'Sa? I mean, this is kind of dead. I guess we'll do... If people still play AP Kai'Sa, even though it's like hella nerfed right now, I'd say it's free. You outrange Kai'Sa. You just stay behind minions so her W will never even hit you. She needs like 2 or 3 items to be... you know, really oppressive, have her W evolved. You can go Comet or Hail Blades in this matchup. You can like ult her like while she's ulting at you and like, you know, like just push her away and have that space created. Or if she like ults at you, you can like just push her to your tower or something, or just like, push her away and disengage with like drift. Yeah, this matchup's pretty free since you outrange her. You'll definitely get a CS and XP advantage in laning phase. Fighting her. Let's poke her with Q auto every time she wants to farm because her attack range is pretty low. Yeah, let's do Karma mid. I guess we can do, I'd say Azir favored versus Karma. I mean, you just like scale for free in this matchup basically. She doesn't have too much kill pressure on you unless you like let her snare you and Q you repeatedly. But I mean, you can just stay behind minions. The annoying part about this matchup is like early game when you're like kind of weak without items. Her E like completely absorbs your like Q auto, but yeah, once you have like Lost Chapter into Ludens, like you can poke her down. Yeah, you kind of just go for free in this matchup. She can't really threaten you too much. Sidestep her Qs. If she like ult Ws you, just like, you know, drift away, create that space and break the chain so she doesn't like get 2 heals on you. Next we got Karthus. I'd say Azir favored. Karthus Q range does have pretty long range, but it's pretty easy to dodge. The only annoying part about this matchup is like maybe they'll take exhaust, so it's kind of hard to all in them and like finish them off. They'll legit just be like trying to farm and not die. Like Karthus' goal is just to survive his matchup. I think Azir Q like slightly outranges him, so you just like Q auto him like in between his Qs when he's like farming and you can poke him down. But yeah, he's just going to like try and play safe and like press R to like, you know, pick off your teammates when they're low and get fed that way. It's like basically the only way he can get fed. And he can't really roam too well. Just want to like try and like push him in under his tower. Kassadin, alright. So this matchup's like kind of strange. Like pre-6, like Kassadin can't even farm versus you. Like your poke's really annoying for him. He wants the max Q for the mana shield. This matchup, I feel like Ahri's decent, but gets outscaled by every other rune. So I probably prefer like Halo Blades or Lethal Tempo. He's like kind of tanky, he goes like Everfrost. And then like his passive like makes him have like 10% reduced magic damage or something crazy. So I kind of prefer like a DPS rune versus him, like Lethal Tempo. Halo Blades is decent for the laning phase. You kind of... like you're pretty oppressive versus him until he gets a single kill. Once he gets a single kill, the matchup is insanely volatile. And like once he's level 6, he can like ult and chase you down. But that's only if he like can get fed off your teammates. So you want to try and just like keep him under tower and like poke him under his own tower like the entire game if possible. And just to not let him roam. So I guess it's your favored. And then like yeah, if he ults at you, just drift away. Or if you're ahead of him, you can DPS him down. But yeah, this champ only hard if he gets like any kills off your teammates. So just keep him under his tower. We got Katarina next. This is definitely Azir favored. Katarina has a really hard time farming in this matchup. You just want to avoid her daggers. Like she'll Q a minion and then like try and like have a dagger near you. Just stay away from the daggers. Simple as that. She basically has to go like Dorn Shield and Second Wind to have, you know, not as hard of a time in this lane. Her auto attacks actually do pretty nutty damage and she'll stack Conquer pretty quick. So just be kiting her, like be walking away from her. Don't let her just auto you. Don't get into like an auto attack battle with her. Her autos do a bit more than yours early game. She goes Divine Sunder right now. So I feel like the Andres is probably the move against her. Like she has a lot of HP. If you're completely dumpstering her in lane though, and she's like really behind in items, I think Luden's is pretty good too. That is if she's behind and you're super ahead in snowballing. You can go so many runes in this matchup, I think. I feel like Kayle Blades is my favorite. Lethal Tempo is pretty good. Combat's pretty good for poking her down. Those are probably the best. She's always sits pretty far away and just like waits for a minion to get low and Q it. So you can just be like zoning her entire laning phase. She wants to Q a minion, then you get free poke on her. If she like tries to like EW ult on you, you just push her away and cancel her ult. And then create space because she's going to try to like jump back to that dagger. So yeah, your goal is basically just to cancel her ult in team fights and just put her behind in the early game. Try to like push her in on her tower so she can't roam, but like obviously be careful jungler ganking you while you're pushed up. Like since she can't lane versus you, she's probably going to do like a bunch of lane ganks. Yeah, whenever she's off map, just like try and let your team know she could lane gank or something, or is just going to run straight to a lane. She literally cannot lane versus Azir. She has such a bad time that she wants to get out of the lane and just perma roam. And that's how it is from my experience. This champion only gets oppressive if she picks up kills off your bot lane who ignores every missing ping, but yeah. I guess Kayle? Yo, this shit free. So pre-6, she's like a melee minion. You get to just harass her down. I think I like Kayle Blades the most. It's pretty bursty. She walks up to like auto a minion when her E's down and she just gets bursted. She loses like a third of her HP. Yeah, she's legit not a champion to level 16 IMO. It's really hard for her to get fed unless like her teammates spoon feed her, but yeah, her teammates are not going to play around there. She becomes a caster minion at level 6 and like finally becomes like a ranged champion. Like that's when she can finally farm. Yeah, you have massive like range advantage matchup. So you can just poke her down and deny her a lot of XP and farm. So you just always have an advantage over her. I don't know why people play Kayle when Azir exists. I feel like Azir is just the better Kayle. He has mobility, he's got DPS, he's got range. He's just the better Kayle. Why do people play Kayle top? Why do people play Kayle mid? Just pick Azir. Kayle like, you know, like is running at you trying to like run you down. And she like ults, just push her away and you can dodge the ult. You should be able to just dumpster her whole game, it's free. She has like no kill pressure on you early, so you scale for free and you have pressure on her. Yeah, I guess when she's level 6, just be careful that she'll just like ult herself. So you want to like try and like bait out her ult using your range advantage. Alright, next we got... I see Kennen mid occasionally. Kennen's kind of strong, but like you outrange him, you can dodge his Q. If he's like Eing at you, you can just ult him away. Like he's gonna like E ult at you, just ult him away. And you basically like kill you or your team from his ultimate. You can zone use his ult, and then he's useless. You outrange him, just Q auto. I like Comet in this matchup. I just want to poke him down. AP Kog'Maw mid? That's pretty out of meta. I believe it's been nerfed. I'm gonna say Azir favored. You go Comet in this matchup. That champ is like really mana hungry once he's like level 6. He's like spamming his ult. His wave clear is like pretty weak early. And once his like E is down, like his E is down, like that's pretty much his only non-range ability other than his ult. You can just poke him, you can harass him and deny him farm. And then you can like create, like close the gap, drift on him, ult him, get a solo kill on him like after you poked him down, or just ult him to your jungler. Like any immobile champ like this, that's what you do. Call your jungler, ult him to your jungler, try and get their flash. Or you can like flash after they flash away from you, after you drift on them. Good players will react and just flash away. So you have to flash after they flash and ult them. That way your ult does not get flashed and you get a free kill. Yeah, mobile champs like that, just constantly tell your jungler, right, this guy no flash, camp this dude, my ult's up, we throw him. Alright, now we got LeBlanc. LeBlanc used to be an Azir counter, but I'd say not anymore. I'm gonna say skill matchup. So, LeBlanc has a lot of point and click abilities, her Q, R, W. Like, those hurt a lot. But you can win this matchup. I actually take Comet in this matchup, and my Q auto like slightly outranges her W. So I'll just like Q auto her while she's like last hitting a minion, and I'll just like slowly poke her down with Comet every time Comet's up, and she'll get poked down. You can take Ignite in this matchup. Now some pro tips to win this matchup: you really need to dodge her E so that she can't like lock you down. You just want to like stay behind your minions and like have like the minions between you and her, so that the E will hit the minion. or you can just sidestep it if you see it coming. Super pro tip, if LeBlanc is Wing at you, as like maybe after you've like poked her down a bit to like 60-50% HP and she's like desperate to like trade with you or all in you, you can ult her to like cancel her W damage. So like W doesn't like finish like reaching you, you can like ult her away, and then that denies her W damage. And then I like ignite because I just like ignite her, and then like after her like passive pops or her like clone comes out, the ignite is on her and I know exactly which one it is, and then I finish her off. As long as you like ult her W and you dodge her E, you can win this matchup. And then poke her down with Comet. Ignite's pretty good. If you're not confident, you can just go TP. No, try and scale. Yeah, I feel like you have to play aggressive in this matchup. That way she can't just like roam and make plays on your side lanes. Do be mindful that LeBlanc is insanely good at setting up her jungler. If she has like a aggressive jungler like Jarvan, Lee Sin, who like wants to gank a lot early game, just be really good at tracking them and like not like overextend. I like to play this matchup like near my turret and like freeze. And every time LeBlanc wants to like walk up and farm, I poke her. But yeah, just be really mindful of her jungler. This champ is like a jungle magnet. She always attracts her jungler to her lane. But if she's like a farm jungler, like I don't know, I guess like early game Kayle or Karthus, champs you just like want to full clear, yeah, you can just play pretty aggressive. If she has like a Shyvana, you can play pretty aggressive on her and like push her in the tower. Try to stop her from roaming. Next, we got Lissandra. Is this free or Azir favored? And there's still more tiers, haven't put any champs in there. Like, Azir's laning phase is too good, man. I want to say this is free. So, her Q is pretty easy to dodge. Like, she's going to Q the minion and, like, have it extend to the minions to try and hit you. So, you just kind of sidestep that. Like, you can predict that. Sidestep that pretty easily. She's, like, a pretty predictable champion. Like, if she's Eing at you, oh, she wants to go in. Actually, her jungler is probably here if she's Eing at you. But yeah, you outrange her, you can sidestep her Q pretty easily and you can poke her down. I just take Comet in this matchup, poke her down because she's a mage that I outrange as Azir. You can take Cleanse in this matchup. I take Ignite or TP sometimes as well. You do, like, this champ is like kind of low damage. She's pretty much only good for her CC. So she's like a pretty aggressive jungler, or she's like dueling with a jungler or something, you can just take Cleanse and she can't do anything to you. It's like one of the few champs that I'd take Cleanse into, I'd consider. But I'm pretty confident when I lane versus champs, I usually go Ignite and just like try and kill her. Like champ basically just like wants to roam and use her CC to help her team. Next we got Lucian mid. I guess we'll go. I want to go skill matchup here. So for Azir to win, I like Hellblades in this matchup. I like Hellblades into 80 carries. So you outrange him, but you need to be careful of his E. So I let him like push me in early, so that way I'm like near my tower and he can't just like chase me down. Like obviously, you know, like a lot of champions autos just do more than your soldiers early game before you have items. But once I get Lost Chapter in this matchup, I feel like I can just like poke him down pretty easily. I feel like a good Lucian will like just walk at you and wait for you to use your Q. Then after you use your Q, like Lucian will use his E to like dash towards you out of your soldiers to where you can't auto him, and then he gets that trade with you. Yeah, usually starts like Q or E level 1. I feel like good Lucians will start E level 1 and like just like dash past your soldier, like try and like press the attack and get like a big chunk on you early. When you're facing Lucian, like he's going to like try and, you know, he's gonna use his geometry, he's gonna get out that he's gonna whip out his protractor and like try to like angle the Q like through the minions and like poke you down that way. So just be mindful of that, like try to sidestep that. His ult is really strong, it can 100 to 0 you, so don't ego, just like drift away from his ult. Unless he's like already really low HP, you can like all in him. Your ult can cancel Lucian ult, but if he has Gale Force, he will use the Gale Force to kite your soldiers or like dodge your ult. So be mindful of that. That's why I think it's like a skill matchup. I think both champs can win the matchup, but I mean, since I know how to play the matchup and I know what to look out for, I usually win this matchup, and like Azir outscales Lucian. So just make sure you get through that early game. I usually don't like play too aggressive until I have Lost Chapter or Ludens. Just get through that early game, you outscale him, you'll do way more than him throughout the game after that. You can go Ignite or Teleport in this matchup, or even Exhaust is decent. Any champ that like wants to all in you, like Exhaust is okay. I like rarely take it though. I feel like Ignite or TP is like the best too. Depends like how confident you are in the matchup, whether you should go Ignite or not. I guess Lulu mid, I play versus that sometimes. This is free. Reason is like she can't really kill you, so you scale for free. You can poke her down with Calm in this matchup, or you can take lethal tempo and just scale, because she has like no pressure on you in lane. You can literally just free farm. Her E can like ignore your poke like early game before you have items, like your Q auto comment. So maybe lethal tempo is like the best versus like shield champs that you could just like scale into. The champion basically just wants to follow the jungler around and be like their little pet. Yeah, pretty free, you just scale. She's pretty immobile, so you can ult her to your jungler. Just watch out for her polymorph if you all in her. Her Q's like pretty easy to sidestep. I think she can E a minion and then like Q. But like her Q is like so thin that it's like kind of easy to dodge. It'd be like a super good Lulu, like if you drift on her, can like cancel your like WEQ combo, like drifting out on them, like peel. If they like ult you like during your E and you won't like get the full distance, it's not really gonna do much. You should only like drift in on someone if you can like either finish them off, or you like can ult them to someone, or you're really ahead and can get a free kill if you all in them. Still no enemy favorite or very hard champs IMO. I hope Riot Games does not watch this video to know how great Azir's laning phase is, despite him getting nerfed 1,000 times. Yeah, you know, before items, our soldiers do like 40 to 50 damage. So it's kind of like balanced that way. You can't really kill anyone like super early game. That's why I usually don't play aggressive till last chapter, where I get like that mana pool to like poke them down. Your mana pool's like kind of low early, so I just like farm with like regular auto attacks, and then use my mana for like harassing Q auto. Next we got Lux. I'm gonna say, I wanna say Azir favored. So I mean, this matchup is pretty straightforward. She's a mage, so I like comment into her. This matchup, straightforward. You want to dodge her Q, you want to dodge her E. You can see them coming. I mean, she does have some pay to win skins, and it's kind of hard to see those abilities sometimes, depending on like the terrain. But yeah, if you're gonna run at her, she's obviously going to try and snare you, Q, E, ult you. All that's like pretty avoidable. You could consider cleanse this matchup if you're like super bad at dodging, so she can't just like QR you and burst you. But I usually go ignite or TP in this matchup. Depends how I'm feeling, or the enemy team comp. You can pretty much, like once you get Lost Chapter, you can like poke her down after you dodge her skill shots. Once you have Ludens, you have a lot of kill pressure on her, you can like burst her after you like hit her with like one poke combo. After you hit her with that poke combo, you could probably all in her. Sometimes they take barrier or TP. But yeah, just make sure you're dodging those skill shots, and this matchup is really free. Like, she's always going to be like trying to E the minions and you at the same time. So you can like always like bait that out, just like sending around your caster minions. Next we get Malzahar. I'ma say this is free. Malzahar cannot kill you without a jungler once he's level 6. I like Comet and Hell Blades in this matchup. Maybe Comet's the best. You just stay out of his range, which is pretty easy to do. Azir outranges Malzahar, Q auto. Whenever he like wants to farm a minion, auto a minion, Q auto him. You want to try and sidestep his Q so you don't get silenced. If you are E, like if he hits his E on you, the space aids, if he lands his Q, that like resets the E. So like it does more damage. You obviously don't want to like walk in range of him, because then he'll just like EQ ult you. So just keep that range, poke him down until he's low HP. Ignite's pretty good in this matchup. Poke him down, and then once he's low HP, just all in him with EQ and then Ignite, and he probably dies. Also gives you a lot of free gold from his Voidlings, 2 gold per Goldling. Voidling, that definitely adds up. Morgana mid? Pretty rare these days, but it's not too bad. It's like kind of safe. But yeah, this matchup, free. Her Q is a really slow ability, so you can sidestep that. She legit can't do anything to you unless she lands that ability. Be mindful that her E is like a magic shield, so it blocks magic damage, and it's like a spell shield. So if you try to CC her with a CC ability while she has the shield up, the CC will not go through. So you need to try and delete her shield with your soldiers before you ult her. And then yeah, if she's like ulting you, just ult her away, kite back out of the chain range, and you're Gucci. You know, I'm gonna put Nasus in here. I played versus a lot of enemy Nasus mid. It's low-key good into Azir. I'm gonna say enemy favored Nasus. He can kind of scale for free into you in the early game. Nasus is only bad into champs who can bully him early. And Azir can't really bully Nasus, and here is why. So Nasus's passive has lifesteal, So every time he autos or like Qs a minion, he gets HP back. He gets like 20 HP back. Then when he Qs, he gets like 40 HP back. You know, he'll have like a resolve tree. He'll go second wind Doran shield. So on top of that lifesteal and that sustain, it's pretty hard to bully him early. And next he has Wither. So that completely negates Azir's DPS. Once like Nasus is level 6, like he most likely has like Flash Ghost or something, or like Ghost Ignite, something like that, Ghost TP. He's going to Wither you and try to run you down. He's going to like Ghost ult at you or something and like Wither you, so just like EQ away. But I guess enemy favored because Nasus can like just stack up. You kind of need your jungler to take him out. And yeah, if he gets on top of you, those Qs are gonna hurt. Azir cannot bully this man early. It's really hard. He's got too much lifesteal. The Wither's really strong at countering Azir's DPS. All of Azir's damage is from his soldiers, so slightly enemy favored. You just want to try and farm as best as you can in this matchup, or you know, try and like freeze near your turret, ult him into your turret, or like ult into your jungler, try to get your jungler to come mid. And yeah, go Leandri's matchup. I think lethal tempo is pretty good because like he's gonna be tanky. He's going like bruiser items. His ult gives him HP, so Leandri's lethal tempo. You need a lot of DPS to like kill him. Try to, you know, if he withers you, just drift away and wait for it to run out. Get the heck away from him, or he'll bonk you. Yeah, I bet that was a surprise for you guys. You see all these like annoying champions who can one-shot you, and then there's Nasus up here. But yeah, I can't bully Nasus. It's hard. He just scales. Yeah, it's pretty much dependent on your jungler coming mid to punish him. Azir can't really kill Nasus until he has Leandri's and like Oblivion Orb. Yeah, Ignite or TP in this matchup. Alright, so next would be Nico. Probably Azir favored. So versus Nico, I take Comet. She's a mage. I try to poke her down. Try to dodge her skill shots, then poke her. She autos a minion. I poke her with Q auto. So her combo in lane to like poke you, she's going to like E a minion. So if she like E's minions, her E range gets extended and it goes a bit further. So you need to be ready to sidestep that. Stay a little bit, you know, far away from your minions so it doesn't hit you. But basically, if she lands her E, then she'll Q you, and her Q like pops 3 times. If she E's and then she Qs you, I believe it pops like 2 or 3 times, probably 3 times. Her Q will pop every time it like last hits a minion, I believe. So yeah, just watch out for that combo. She probably goes like Proto Belt. So she's going like Proto Belt, EU, and then ult you. But you can ult her away. Like she's like ulting at you, just like ult her away and like back off. Like out of the rest of like the ult of the Nico ult, and you're Gucci. You outscale and can just like poke her down. And then you like kind of counter her with a Azir ult and Zhonya's. Or even Banshees, like Banshee's good too. Like there's so many options to outplay this champion. Nunu mid, Nocturne mid, those are really rare, but they used to be a thing. I don't think I'll include this. I think these are just way too rare. Next we have Orianna, free. This champ is so bad right now in solo queue. Her early game is insanely weak. I think her last nerf like nerfed her resistances or something. I mean, her Q's kind of easy to dodge. You can expect it coming. You just like kind of walk at her and then walk backwards, and she'll miss her Q. You just avoid her ball. Level 6. I go Comet this matchup, and Azir like slightly outranges her with her Q, with Azir Q. So I just like Q auto Orianna off cooldown. Yeah, it's pretty easy to just poke her down. I like Ignite in this matchup. I just all in her. Once she gets low, I all in her with Ignite, finish her off. Pretty easy to avoid her ult. You can just flash it, or you can drift away from it if you have good timing. Sometimes I can just stand in her ball, and then I wait for her like ult animation to go out, and then I just like drift at her. Yeah, pretty easy matchup. She's also immobile, so call your jungler, get her flash, ult it to your jungler, free kill. Every immobile champ, do that. Coordinate with your jungler as much as possible in solo queue. Pantheon mid, I think free. So Pantheon, he doesn't have any poke. Like his Q poke is pretty weak. If he charges it up for a long range Q, then it has a long cooldown. If his Q hits any minions, then it barely does any damage to you. So just hide behind minions this matchup. I think I like Hella Blades or Lethal Tempo the most in this matchup because he's like kind of like a bruiser assassin kind of like champ. You basically just want to use your range advantage. I mean, even Combat's pretty good. You just poke him down with that too. But I'd probably go Lethal Tempo in this matchup since he like buys bruiser items and he'll like get beefier as the game goes on. Yeah, you just want to use your range advantage, stay out of his W range, which is his point and click stun. Pantheon combo is basically like he runs at you, he W's you with the point and click stun, and then he like Q autos you, and then after you're like unstunned and like can retaliate back, he'll use his E and he'll like back off because he'll be like invulnerable to any damage, like in the like direction he's facing. But yeah, if you just keep your range and like you'll be able to harass him every time he farms and like autos a minion, you'll be able to poke him down. And then this champion, like you outscale the crap out of this champion. Like once you have Lost Chapter, once you have your Mythic, like you just destroy him. Like his ult is like kind of slow, so if he ults you for some reason, you can just drift away, you just walk away. You can even like ult him as he like drops. You can also cancel Pantheon W with his Azir ult as well. If Pantheon like sometimes like if Pantheon's like Eing and he's like facing me, I'll like drift on top of him and just like ult him like towards my team or to my tower, and then he'll be like I'll be behind him and able to do damage to him. Yeah, this champ's easy, free matchup. You outscale him. You'll be so much more useful than him. Pyke mid, Pyke mid's pretty dead. They just nerfed it. And I guess I'll put it in. Like maybe you'll see this occasionally, but I think he's pretty dead. After the nerf, I'm gonna put him in the free. So level 1, he's gonna like try and Q you. If he lands the Q, like dang it hurts. He'll have Halo Blades, so he'll do like half your HP or something. But yeah, just hide behind your minions or dodge the Q. Just be careful level 1 because Azir's like pretty weak level 1 without his Q to move his soldiers around. But yeah, this champ has no wave clear whatsoever. You can push him in to deny him roaming, or you can just freeze to deny him ever getting any CS at all, since he has 0 wave clear. Is like this champ can only work if he roams and your team dies to him a ton of times. Yeah, if he E's at you, you can just ult him away or ult him towards the teammate or your turrets. You can poke him down pretty easily. Legit just have to dodge his Q, try to sidestep his E or drift away from him or something. Like you outscale the crap out of him too. You can buy Zhonya's and then his ult is worthless. He can't get any resets whatsoever. Yeah, I'd put this free matchup now. That champ is pretty dead in the mid lane. They like nerfed how much gold he gets, I believe, after he like kills someone. And that's pretty much what made him good as a mid laner. It's like he doesn't even have to farm and he can just like live off of your cut. Get his items that way, but now he can't really do that. I believe they removed the gold that he gets from that. And it like just goes to his teammate. And then he just gets like the kill gold, like 300 gold. He doesn't get any extra gold. Hella Blades in this matchup is probably my favorite. He's like kind of like an assassin. I like Hella Blades into assassins. It feels good. Not really a big fan of like Ahri just because I feel like every other rune just outscales Ahri. Ahri's decent, but like I feel like Hella Blades, Lethal Tempo, Comet, I feel like they just all outscale Ahri and do more damage than Ahri. It's probably okay in the Pyke, but yeah, I feel like Hella Blades is just so much better and it outscales. Especially once you get items. That burst damage go crazy. Qiyana. This matchup is annoying. No, I feel like no matchup is impossible for Azir. There are hard matchups, but there's always a way to outplay. There's always a way to just like play safe and not get killed, you know, and scale up and be useful. Or you can just, you know, be really good at spacing your opponents and dodge their abilities. Poke them down. Azir is that good of a laner. He's lane kingdom extraordinaire. The emperor of laning phase. But yeah, this champ, super annoying. I want to say skill matchup. Maybe right now it's like slightly enemy favored. Her burst damage is really nuts early game. But durability patch is coming up, so I think Assassin's gonna be like slightly weaker. They're not gonna be like able to like one-shot you with like their basic abilities, QWE, which Qiyana can currently do. So what has happened to me before is I got hit by like one Qiyana Q, so I'm at like 80-75% HP. And then she like flashed on me, like flash E auto Q auto or some shit like that. Like Q'd me twice, autoed me once, E'd me once, and I got hit by electrocute ignite. And like this is at like level 3 by the way, and I just died from like 80-75% HP from like all that damage. So yeah, she can like kind of one shot you early. So watch out for that. Try to dodge her Qs. When her Q is down, like that's your chance to like poke her. Like she has to use Q to farm. Her level 1, level 2 is like pretty weak. She usually starts W or Q level 1. I feel like Qiyana should start Q in this matchup so that she has like slightly more range to farm the minions early. She can't really kill you until level 3 when she gets like her dash. I like Hellblaze in this matchup or Comets because I just want to like stay as far away as possible and burst through her poker. You can go Exhaust, Barrier, Ignite, TP in this matchup. Those are all like pretty decent into Assassins, but I usually go TP or Ignite. She has like a stun, which like pretty much sets up her whole combo. You need to avoid being near walls versus Qiyana. So like obviously like her ult, she pushes you into wall, stuns you, and then you get hit by her full combo, you get one shot. Reason why I'm saying this is a skill matchup is because, I mean, obviously you have the range advantage on Qiyana and you can like dodge her Qs, but once you're both level 6, like if Qiyana all-ins you, like obviously, so the Azir wants to ult her away so that he can like live and not get one shot, but Qiyana can stun you off Azir wall. So if the Qiyana is like really good and can react, like obviously like a good Qiyana will just predict you to ult when you jump on them, or when she jumps on you. So she can hit you that burst damage from the ult and stun you with that, and then like 100 you from like that. So gotta be pretty careful in this matchup. She can stun you and burst you like right off your own ultimate. It's pretty crazy. Also, dude, frick this champion. Like her ult hitbox is so whack. I'll be standing outside of like the line, and I'm like still hitting stun by it. I'm like every time I'm just freaking out that wow that hit me. Wow, it doesn't even look like my champ is like inside the ult, but okay. They need to fix that for real. Write a comment below like if you've had this happen before where you're just like wow that really hit me. There's no way that didn't even look like it. But yeah, some BS. That ult is BS. Her burst damage really is so crazy. She's got the longsword, 2 longsword Dirk power spikes that can one-shot you the whole game. You want to try and get a Zhonya's at some point in this matchup. Like if she ults you, you want to try and react and like Zhonya's the ult so that doesn't hit you. That's pretty much all there is to say about that. Stay away from the walls. She'll go in stealth to like try and like make you get scared and like walk in the way she wants or something. She'll try to like maybe E a minion to like close the gap on you, so watch out for that. She usually just like EU. So next we have, I guess, Rumble mid. Play versus a lot of Rumbles. This matchup's so annoying. I like Hellblaze this matchup. I like Lethal Tempo. He's melee. He gets kind of beefy because he goes Proto Belt and Shadow Flame. Leandry's is decent. If you're like even, if you're super ahead, I'd go Ludens. I would go Ignite or TP or Exhaust in this matchup. If I take Lethal Tempo, maybe Exhaust. And I like try and bait him into like all-inning me. And my Exhaust and Lethal Tempo like probably outtrades him. Hellblaze just for like quick bursts. Probably not like a poker in like area or Comet in this matchup because his W shield pretty much ignores your damage in the early game before you have items. You need to dodge Rumble E once he gets points and that and he gets items. Those really hurt. Those get really bursty. So he's gonna be like managing his heat the whole time. When his like heat is above 50%, his abilities do more damage. His Q will do more damage, his E will do more damage, his W shield will be larger. If Rumble ults you, try and drift away. I like to freeze near my tower and try and deny Rumble some CS since he's melee, and I can drift, ult him into my tower if he like overextends. And like there's no minions, I can like clear the minions with my EQ ult so that the tower hits him. Very important that you do that. Yeah, this champ is so annoying because all he does is roam. And his passive is like a free natural stew, so make sure he's not in melee range of you, like autoing you. Don't let him do that. He basically gets a free natural stew when he overheats. So yeah, don't let him auto you. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna do way more damage than you. You're going to die really fast. His early game damage is insane, so just make sure you keep your space, dodge Z. Don't stand in his flame spitter, his Q. That is a lot of his damage. Drift away out of his ult, flash out of his ult, because that really hurts. He's gonna try and roam a lot, so I feel like he's kind of hard to kill because of his W shield. He can go Doran's, he can Doran shield. He can go second win. Enemy favored? It's like I feel like he just gets to roam so easily. It's like wave clear early game is pretty nuts from his Q. I'm gonna say enemy favored. It's kind of hard to punish Rumble early game. You do outscale Rumble though, like once you can get to like 1 to 2 items. But yeah, the average solo queue Rumble will just kill your side lanes because they overextend and don't listen to pings, don't watch map. That's just like my personal experience. Playing versus champ, such an annoying champ. We got Rise next. That is not a champion right now. I believe Ryze has like a 39 or 40% win rate in solo queue right now. I'm gonna put him in the free category. So first of all, I mean, like, what do people even build on his champ right now? Like, I think most people still do like the tank Ryze build on him, or they just like stack a bunch of resistances, mana, and HP. So I usually get like Leandri's into him. I think Leandri's is pretty good. If I've already like solo killed him several times, I'll just go Ludens and I'm snowballing. But if it's like even, I'll go Leandri's. You can go Comet in his matchup to poke him down, or you can go Lethal Tempo, and then you just like auto him to death while he's like comboing you. But yeah, he gets pretty beefy. He goes like Everfrost, Seraphs, or Fimble Winter. And those give HP, so I think Leandri's is really high value in this matchup. Lethal Tempo is pretty good since eventually he'll have like a ton of HP. He'll just be buying like all these mana items which also have like resistances and HP. So yeah. Yeah, you outrange Ryze, it's pretty easy to bully him in lane, poke him down. You outscale him. I think he's free. I never lose the Ryze. He's really weak right now. His wave clear is kind of annoying. All the champ passes wave clear. Once he has like his tier in like Lost Chapter or something, that's when he has like infinite mana. He basically just wants to like push the wave and roam and help out his team. It's legit all he's good for. If he's like sitting in lane with you, like you can just harass him, poke him down, try and make him miss some CS. Once you have like Lost Chapter into Leandri's or Ludens, then like he's really easy to kill. Since you have that range advantage and you can all in him with like Ignite. Or you can take TP in this match and just scale. I think for low elo, like Ignite is pretty good. It's like a lot of people just don't understand how Azir works. And they'll just overextend, get hit by all your soldiers. They'll stand in your soldiers, take too many auto attacks, and get low. I think winning in your lane is like pretty important this patch. As for patch 12.10 though, I feel like playing for lane will still be pretty good. Like Azir is such a good laner, as you can see. Like he barely has any like bad matchups. Like these matchups, like you can survive in these matchups, but like it's hard to punish them. It's pretty hard to punish them. So I kind of put them enemy favored. They get to do what they want, which is to scale and to roam. Seraphine mid I feel like is low-key decent. So Seraphine has some pretty good range. Her Q has pretty good range, her E has pretty good range. Her W is kind of like a shield and a heal. So I feel like she's like decent into Azir. Then in team fights, like Azir wants to front to back, and Seraphine ult in a front to back fight will go through literally every single champion. So Seraphine ult gets extended by every champion she hits. I usually get hit by that ult because it hits my teammates, it hits her teammates, and it reaches me. It kind of stops me from autoing, so gotta be careful of that. Stay away from your teammates. Just like kind of like angle yourself so you're not like all stacked up in a straight line. I want to say like it's slightly Azir favored. Like I feel like she can like, since she's got like this pretty solid range, she can like scale and she's kind of hard to kill in lane because of her shield, but I feel like once you have like Comet Ludens, Lost Chapter or Ludens, you can like in Comet, I go Comet's matchup, you can like poke her down slowly. And like she has skill shots, those are dodgeable, they're outplayable, so I'll say Azir favored. I feel like Azir is like a more impactful champion right now than Seraphine when they're faced up against each other mid. From my experience, like I'm able to be a lot more impactful than her. But yeah, she's not bad. She's not a bad champ. I feel like she's kind of underrated mid. Like nobody even plays her mid. She's got great utility. Do you like set up picks, lock people down for her teammates? Yeah. All right. So Swain is next. Free. I mean, like this matchup, all of Swain's damage is pretty much in his Q and being like close range to you. I would go Comet or Hail Blaze in this matchup and just like poke him down, burst him down from a distance. This matchup you legit just have to dodge Swain E. Like it's kind of a slow ability, so you can see it coming. If you sidestep that, then he can't land any of his other abilities on you. You want to dodge his W. Every time he hits his W and E, he gets like extra HP, so definitely dodge those so that he can't scale off of that. If you're good at dodging those, then he'll be squishy the entire game and you'll be able to just poke him down. So he wants to get really close to you, which is really hard versus Azir. Swain gets absolutely dumpster gapped by any champ that outranges him, basically. Like, he can't really reach you. I believe Azir Q like slightly outranges Swain, or it's like around the same. So yeah, you just want to like dodge that, and then you can poke him down. Like he legit like, so like his E, it's a pull. He wants to pull you in so he can like Q you. The closer you are to Swain, the more like damage his Q does, because it's like a cone. So like if you're like in front of the cone, it's you're gonna hit by like all of like the little spread bullets. It's kind of like a shotgun. I feel like I'm like shotgunning people when I play Swain. It feels so good. He's such a cool champ. But yeah, so he wants to get really close. Really hard to do that though, without landing his E. He wants to like ult. Now his ult will run out as long as he's like not hitting anyone. And since you're Azir, you can drift away, or you can just ult him away and his ult will just run out. And you can wait that out and then finish him off, or you know, just take Ignite to get rid of the healing that he has, or buy Oblivion Orb. I'd probably go Ignite in this matchup. I feel like I would just be able to farm the champion. Farm him for gold to scale. It feels pretty favorable for Azir. But yeah, he can't even get close to you. If he does get close to you, you can peel him off really easily or drift away. Next, we got Sylas. I want to say Azir favored. Early game, I would say level 1, level 2. Well, I'd say most Sylases start like either Q or E level 1. You kind of need to like wait and see what he starts. They'll start Q just to like last hit the melee minions level 1, or they'll start E and like try and like get a good like trade on you. If he lands the E, like he chunks you. He really chunks you, so. But the thing is, if you dodge the E, like you destroy him. That's like all of his damage is landing his E so that he can get on top of you. But yeah, you outrange him as long as you dodge that E. The rest of his abilities are impossible to land. His E sets up his Q. He has to be on top of you to use his W, which like is like a burst ability that gives him, that does more damage the lower the champion is, and heals him the lower HP that Sylas is. And then yeah, if you dodge the E, if he steals your ult and he lands his E, then he can ult you, but if he doesn't land the E, then he can never ult you. His E is kind of weird, so it depends on the timing. You can cancel his E if you like ult at the right timing, but if you ult at the wrong timing, like he will E through your like knockup. So basically, if you ult him first, like as his E is like traveling towards you, he'll get like knocked, and then his E will like drag him to you. So you kind of like need to like E him like as like the chain is like hitting you, basically, or like ult him as the chain is like hitting you to like peel him off you. I pretty much just freeze on Sylas in this matchup, like near my tower, and he's denied a ton of CS. I had like a screenshot on my computer where I have like 150 CS over Sylas at like the 20-minute mark, because I just like froze every single wave on him and he couldn't play the game, and it was really funny. But yeah, you just want to freeze on him. He's melee, so you get to like poke him down whenever he wants to farm. Whenever he autos a minion, he's like free to poke. Yeah, I feel like it's a bit Azir favored. You can go Ignite or TP in this matchup. I think I like Halo Blades and Comet the most in this matchup. Just like, I probably like Halo Blades the most. Yeah, you just want to like keep your distance from him, because if he gets on top of you, then he hurts. Leandries, if you're like even, because he buys HP items, he gets like Everfrost, Shadow Flame, stuff like that. That gives him like 500 HP or something. Maybe he'll even like buy Morello at some point, he lost more HP. You can go Everfrost, or you can go Proto Belt for HP. Yeah, you can Ignite him, or you can buy Oblivion Orb for his W heals. But yeah, once again, do not let this champion land E on you. I feel like he does like 1000 damage with his like QWE. Like earlier in the game is kind of crazy. He's like killed me before without his ultimate just for the QWE, and I was like, wow, what a champion. But yeah, long you dodge the E, matchup free. So now we got Syndra. This is either Azir favored or skill matchup. So I go Comet in this matchup because she's mage. Yeah, this skill shot is like all about dodging Syndra Q. If you can dodge Syndra Q, it's Azir favored. If you suck at dodging, I guess skill matchup, Syndra wins. Syndra will either go Ahri, and she can proc Ahri on every Q that she lands, or she'll go Electrocute and just like stun you for that burst damage. Like burst mages like Syndra, you can buy like a early null magic mantle. That 25 MR is pretty helpful. She won't really be able to one-shot you if you buy that early. I would probably like buy Lost Chapter and then null magic mantle. It's like if you get hit by like her full combo, I think the Magic Mantle saves you. You know, she's got that really strong bursty point and click ultimate, which does more damage the more like balls, spears, like Qs she has like around her. She has used on the ground. What I do in this matchup is I try and like bait out her Q, so I like walk forward towards the main, act like I'm about to farm it, and then she Qs, I dodge it. What really throws off a lot of Syndra players is you just keep running at them and they'll like Q you, like expecting you to like walk backwards a bit to like dodge. But I love just like walking like past her Q. I just keep walking at her and then I just like trade. I just win the trade. But yeah, you win trades versus Syndra if you dodge her Q. She's going to be like looking for an E angle, like a stun angle on you. So she'll like farm a minion with Q and then she'll be like walking back and forth, like looking for that stun. So just be mindful of that and like try and dodge that. If you dodge that, then it's like it's free, like free matchup. You can poke her down. But yeah, get that early no magic mantle. I would go TP or Ignite personally in this matchup. TP for scaling or for like macro purposes. Side laning, Ignite if you're feeling pretty confident in your mechanics. You can go Banshees in this matchup. You can go Merc Treads if you're bad at dodging your stun. But yeah, I usually just go Banshees and Sork shoes. I don't like playing Mercs too often. I think the no magic mantle is like enough. I'll say Azir favored. I want to say Azir favored. I feel like Syndra's kind of weak right now. I feel like Azir is just the best mage in the game. Best control mage. He does it all. He's got the poke, he's got the peel, he's got the... He can all in and create plays better than any other mage, so that's why I play Azir. That's why I play Azir over other control mages. Wow, I hope Riot Games doesn't see this. Azir has a lot of good matchups. Talia, is she next? So Talia recently like got like another rework. Her early game's weaker now, I think. And her late game, like her mid-late game is better. Her roaming is like slightly nerfed, the movement speed she gets. I think her wave clear is maybe better now. Her Q does like AoE damage. And she can like clear a wave with like EW. Or sorry, WE. It's probably the better combo. So now in this matchup, so yeah, she's a control mate, so I go calm it and poke her down whenever I can. Whenever her ability's on cooldown, I get to poke. So now in this matchup, her E, what's it called? Unraveled Ground or something like that. So it's like longer now and like maybe slightly skinnier. But make sure you do not use Azir E and drift through her Unraveled Ground, because that will stun you now. And while you are stunned, she gets to land like all of her abilities on you and burst you down. So yeah, as long as you don't do that, I feel like this matchup is your favored. I think you slightly outrange her. So you just Q out of her with Comet and then back up, because she'll be chasing you with her Q because she's mad. It's like, you know, she knows your Q is on cooldown, so she has to retaliate. But yeah, I think as long as you don't stun yourself on her Unraveled Ground and like dodge her W, you know, dodge her Q, stay beyond minions. Don't stay next to the minions directly because she does AoE damage now, but yeah. I feel like you can poke her down and I think you outscale her. Azir does a lot more damage as like more items he gets. And now that she's not like too much of an early game threat, I feel like it's more Azir favored than ever. I also want to mention, like when she's queuing at you, just keep running in the direction. Don't try to like click back and forth and like dodge, because that's not going to happen. I see a lot of people do that when they face Talia. You just got to keep running in one direction and try to like outrun her Q. So she's like, it's like, you know, you're like this, she's you're like this, she's like this, just like she's queuing out you that way, just go that way, go left or right, don't run straight lines, like don't run in straight line upwards, just like run to the right, just keep running in that direction, don't try and like click back and forth like that, you're not going to dodge it that way. I just see like some teammates, I've just like seen some teammates like try and do that lately, and I'm just like, and then they die, get hit by her entire Q, and I just kind of facepalm. But yeah, that's why I wanted to mention that. Alright, Talon. I mean, I want to say Azir favored because you outrange Talon. So Talon's gonna like try and land his W on you, but it's so easy to dodge. Talon basically can only kill you if he lands both parts of his W. So whenever he W's you, just dodge the second part. It's hard to dodge the first part, but the second part is easy to sidestep. So make sure you sidestep that. As long as you sidestep that, he can literally never kill you. I take Hellblaze in this matchup. I like it into like melee assassins. It feels good. feel bursty once I like Lost Chapter. You could go early Arm Guard in his matchup if, you know, you're struggling, I guess, or if he gets some like early kills off of you, or he like roamed and like picked up a kill. But yeah, basically all his damage is like from his passive and then Ignite. Like that bleed damage is insane. And he can only proc that bleed damage if he like he has like stack 3 abilities on you, which is like his first W, and then when his W comes back, that's 2 stacks. And then his Q is another stack, and then he has to auto attack you to like proc his passive, and then that's when like the insane bleed damage goes through. But yeah, as long as you avoid that W second part, you're Gucci. Be mindful in this matchup that he can E over Azir wall. So if he's like chasing you, ult him away, he's gonna jump over your wall, drift away if you can. Usually like Talon will Q into me and I'll just ult him away, or I'll ult him towards my turret. I mean, I feel like this matchup's like pretty easy for Azir since Azir outranges Talon. You can poke him down in the 9MCS, you can push him in, you can even push him into your turret, like once you have like Lost Chapter or something. You can like start doing some decent damage and you have that mana pool to play aggressive. Once he's pushed in, like he can't really roam. Pretty Azir favorite IMO. I don't really lose this matchup when I play it. The Talon like can only be impactful if he just perma roams. He has a really hard time laning against Azir due to the range advantage, so he doesn't get too much farm in lane. And with durability update coming up, like, you know, assassin champs gonna be a little bit weaker. You get more base health, you get, you know, a little bit more armor and MR, so it's pretty nice. They can't really, you know, one shot you with absurd damage with their 2 longswords or Dirk. With their, you know, QWE anymore. That's fantastic. QWE, HQ Ignite. Really looking forward to the next patch, which comes out in 2 days. Woo! Yeah, I'd say these matchups, like all these matchups are like gonna be like all these tiers I've placed them in are going to be the same for next patch. But yeah, still no very hard champs, no impossible matchups. Everything is playable. Every matchup is playable. Every matchup you can outplay or, you know, just play safe into. That is why I love Azir. He's the lane kingdom champ. Tristana mid, that's pretty common. I'm gonna say Azir favored. So to play this matchup, what you need to do is let her push into you, which is like, so like her Tristana will probably like start either E or W. I think she starts W sometimes and like either goes Halo Blades or press the attack, and she'll like try to like just like proc those level 1, level 2, because they do, it's pretty bursty. Let her push into you and like try to like freeze near your turret. Her E does, whenever she like finishes off a champion, whenever she finishes off a minion or a champion, it kind of like does AoE damage around that unit, so the wave will always be pushing towards you. And what Tristana wants to do to win this matchup is like have you overextend in the lane, which is just impossible because she'll always be pushing the wave because of that ability. And yeah, she wants to like have you overextend the lane and like jump on you and run you down like that. Yeah, her early game burst damage is like pretty strong, but yeah, she's always gonna be pushing into you. You can freeze near your turret. You outrange her auto attacks. I probably would go Halo Blades in this matchup. I feel like I win this matchup once I have like Lost Chapter. You can even consider Arm Guard in this matchup. Maybe after Lost Chapter, or if you're feeding for some reason, you can buy Arm Guard early versus like any AD champion. But yeah, what happens in this matchup for B is I freeze near my turret and they like kind of like jump near my tower range, and then I just WE ultimate into my tower and free kill. That's usually what happens when I play this matchup. It's kind of like Lucian, where they just want to like jump at you, dash at you, and burst you down. But you outscale, you outrange, so just play it safe early, get your Lost Chapter, get your mythic item, and then yeah, you're stronger than them, you've outscaled them. You've got your ult for peel. Go Ludens or Everfrost in this matchup probably. I prefer Ludens. I don't like Everfrost too much. I just love the burst damage from Ludens so much more. Alright, next we got Tryndamere mid. Tryndamere mid is really annoying. I would put Tryndamere mid in enemy favored, and here is why. So Tryndamere, he goes Doran Shield, he can go second win. And he also has sustain on his Q. A lot of Trinamirs some Trinamirs I've played against legit just perma auto the wave, and they spam control laugh at me, like control 4 laugh. They just spam laugh at me while I auto attack them for like 38 damage, 40 damage because they have Thorn Shield level 1. And they just don't care. But yeah, make sure you don't fight this champ. Whenever his rage, like his fury bar is like filled up, because he'll RNG fight you level 1. He'll like either start E level 1 and like try and jump on you and fight you, or he'll start Q and just sustain and like get that farm. And then level 6, he's got an ultimate which lasts for 5 seconds, where he cannot drop below 1 HP. So whenever he dives me, I just try and ult him away or drift away. Like he's going to be having like dive your turret. You're gonna want to like try to freeze your lane near your turret. I would go lethal tempo in this matchup. You need a lot of auto attacks to kill this champion because he has sustain. He's got Thorn Shield. He's got second wind. Yeah. He's got too much sustain. It's kind of dumb. All right. Anyway, I think it's Trinamir favored. You can't really kill him unless he trolls, doesn't press R, which actually so many Trinamirs do. Let's put him in free. Alright, anyway. Yeah, another thing I do in this matchup to try to outplay Trinamir is... So he's gonna E at you, and then I like kind of pretend like I'm gonna run away, and then I just like... I just like face him and auto attack him, because like... He's going to try to use his W on you, which lowers your attack damage and your movement speed if you are like facing away from him. Like if you're running away from him, like you get slowed. So I just kind of like pretend I'm running away, and I just like auto attack him for like a second or two, and that like he usually like W's around there, and then I'll just run away or drift away if I have it. If he gets on you, it's just look at his fury bar. Oh, it's like full H. It's like full. Yeah, just back up, drift away. He's going to try to flip the coin, flip the dice, RNG. Get some crits on you in the early game, so watch out for that. Don't let him auto attack you. Use your champion's range advantage. Azir has so much range, so use it. Now we have Twisted Fate. You know, like Twisted Fate, I feel like is super easy to just outplay. I'm gonna say free. I go Ignite in this matchup a lot. So first of all, Azir outranges Twisted Fate. His Q is really easy to dodge. He like has to use it like max range to farm, because you outtrade him. Level 1, he starts W, and he's going to like use red card to like try and push the wave, and make sure you're not like standing close to your minions, because his red card is AoE damage and that will hit you, so just have some space from your minions and you'll never take any damage from Twisted Fate. Once you like Lost Chapter, I like try and push him into his turret so that he can't like press R in his side lane. This match is pretty free. I usually farm Twisted Fate, so I take Ignite. I go Comet, I poke him down. Champ is only good for his ultimate in solo queue, and I guess pro play too. Eventually he'll have like Everfrost Rapid Fire at some point in the game, so just watch out for those. Just know he'll have extended range. Don't get caught by the stun card from extended range when he has Rapid Fire. Make sure to look at his items throughout the game, see what he has. You can consider cleanse in this matchup. I don't really go cleanse too often. I think the only champ I'm insanely scared of where I would go cleanse right now is like Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks like ults me, and if I don't have cleanse or banshees, I'm just feared until I'm dead by his like full combo, by his ultimate. So I feel like that's the only matchup I'd like actually just go cleanse in. I've had a lot of bad experiences versus Fiddle lately. But yeah, I'd probably just go Ignite in the TF. You can go cleanse though, like maybe he has like a really aggressive jungler, Jarvan Lee Sin, something like that. Once like spam gank mid early, and you can like consider cleanse. But yeah, I prefer TP for like matching his ultimates, or Ignite for solo killing him in lane, because he's really weak early game. Earthsmith is like low-key decent into his ear, because like his Q has so much range and his E has a lot of range. Maybe this is a skill matchup, and it's just all about like dodging his Q and E. And then like since Varus is like a mobile, you can, you know, just shuffle him pretty easily. If you can dodge his Q and E, you can like poke him with Comet. Like this is lethality Varus, by the way. Versus on hit Varus or ADC Varus, I would go like Halo Blades. But yeah, lethality Varus like has some really good range versus here. I'd say So there's no like impossible matchup, but matchups where they have like equal or greater range than you are like somewhat challenging because you have to, you know, dodge the skill shots. Yeah, all Varus' abilities are pretty long range, so you want to try and dodge those. If he hits those, then you get chunked before you can really do anything. But yeah, he is immobile, so you can coordinate with your jungler, or if you're able to land some Q auto comets on him and poke him down, you can all-in him with Ignite and your ultimate and get a kill on him. So I'd say skill matchup. Just make sure you're good at dodging these abilities. I'd say like way back in like season 5, I think Varus mid was pretty popular, and I feel like people like this was like a good Azir counter back then, or like something to match Azir. But yeah, I thought I'd put him in there. I thought I'd mention Varus. Like I've only played versus champ like once in the like mid lane in the past like year or two, but yeah, you know, maybe get some tier 1 or tier 2 boots early to help you dodge those skill shots. Alright, so next we got Veigar. This is Azir favored because Azir outranges Veigar. I go calm in this matchup versus mages like him. I try to Q auto him whenever my comment is up, poke him down. I try to like freeze the wave near my tower so he's like overextend, and then I can just like Q auto him whenever he's like Qing a minion or autoing a minion for CS for stacks, or I can like all in him, drift him after I poke them down a bit. I go Ignite or TP in this matchup. So careful because Veigar, he can go Everfrost, which can set up his W and his cage, his E. So be mindful if you drift into him when he's like healthy that you'll just get bursted down by all of that, by his full combo. So make sure you poke him down a bit, so if he has Everfrost, you don't get like locked down and 100 to 0'd. Because he is a burst mage. Could consider no magic mantle in this matchup if you want, but he does need a lot of stacks and items to actually do damage. And yeah, he can go Predator. The average Veigar will take Predator and try to run at you with like Everfrost, or like try to cage you to set up his combo. But yeah, if he's Predatoring at you, just drift away. That way you avoid any kind of disaster like that, where he gets able to lock you down and land everything. Yeah, make sure you don't let him Q you, because every time Veigar Qs a champion, he gets a free AP stack. So dodge those. Try to use your range advantage to poke him down and deny him as much farm as possible in the laning phase, so he doesn't scale for free. Zero's pretty good at like shutting him down. I guess like later in the game, in like skirmishes, team fights, where everyone's like grouping, make sure you wait out Veigar cage and not just like go for a Psycho Azir engage where you just run into a Veigar cage as you're drifting in. Just like poke him down, front to back DPS, and then like maybe he's used caged already and you like see an angle to go in with your ult, go for it. Just make sure that cage is down first before you do that though. Because he can also just Everfrost you as you eat him if he can react, but yeah. This is your favorite because you outrange him. You can just poke him down. Deny him CS early, so yeah. Alright, next we have Vel'Koz. I want to say Azir favored. This matchup is all about dodging Vel'Koz abilities. You just have to dodge Vel'Koz Q, which is like kind of easy. It's like somewhat slow. He's gonna like try and... So he's gonna want to use his Q to last hit, because that like refunds him mana. He's gonna like try and angle the Q. He's gonna detonate the Q to like try and hit you like the projectile that the Q shoots out after it like finishes its destination. What you can do is just like walk out of the range of the Q, or you can like walk forward because they don't really expect that, and they'll like detonate the Q late as you like walk forward like past this Q. Because like usually they'll expect you to like run away, but sometimes you can just like run forward and throw them off. Yeah, you kind of have like equal range as him. Just dodge skill shots. His wave clear is like pretty good early. Vel'Koz just like W's the wave a couple times and clears the wave. He's immobile, so you can get on top of his champion after you've like landed some Qs on him, poke him down. You can go Ignite or TP in his matchup. Those are the two I would consider. Comet because he's mage. Yeah. If he's like ulting at you, you can just drift away to dodge the ult, or you can all in him and cancel his ult with your ult if you think you can kill him. And then his E is also easy to dodge. I usually all in him whenever he misses his E. And then I, like, after he misses E, I just get on top of him and DPS him, or, you know, finish him off if I poke him down. Hit him with that ult. Yeah, he's immobile, so he's no flash. You can call your jungler mid and free kill. Alright, next we have Vex. Oh man, Riot Games. Don't look at this video. Azir also beats Vex. You outrange Vex. And Vex abilities are pretty slow, so you can dodge them. I take Comet this matchup. Sometimes I go Ignite. Sidestep the Q. Sidestep her E. You know when her... So like when her bar is full, she gets a fear on the next ability she lands. So basically, just don't get hit by the skill shot when her like bar is full, or don't even engage on her when her bar is full. Cause if you engage on her, she'll just like press W and you'll get feared out of your drift. So just wait that out if you want to all in her. It's pretty simple. She usually goes Everfrost or Ludens. So just be mindful if you're drifting out and she has Everfrost, she can like, you know, make you sit down. But yeah, you have range advantage in this matchup. You have a slight range advantage, so you're able to like poke her down. Her auto attack range is super short, so she can pretty much only farm with like EQ. But yeah. Also, if like Vex is like ulting out, you can just ult her away after she's like landed on you. So matchup pretty zero favored. She's a burst mage, so no magic mantle. If you see your ult coming, flash it, drift away, or sidestep. You can go Banshees in this matchup too. You can go Zanya's like. Okay, next we have Victor. And what do you guys think this is? Guess in your head real quick. Azir favored. That's right. That's right, guys. Victor E is a little bit hard to dodge, but it doesn't do too much damage early. Level 1 Victor starts either E or Q. If Victor starts Q early, don't let him Q auto you, because he outtrades you. He gets a shield. He gets like damage. He'll like auto Q auto you. So just don't get in range of him level 1. Don't get in like auto attack range of him. If he starts E, do your best to sidestep it. It doesn't do too much damage until he gets like Ludens. If he goes Crown, he's trolling, because Azir can pop Crown really easily from his range. But yeah, Azir does slightly more damage early with his like Q auto with Comet. I take Ignite a lot in this matchup. I play this matchup so many times. I just know how to play it. You can just poke Victor down pretty easily. It takes him a little bit longer to scale compared to Azir. Victor doesn't get any wave clear until he has like 100 hex core stacks. It's hard for him to get stacks because Azir is like pretty oppressive in lane. He pretty much has to get like a kill or assist to have an advantage on Azir to get those hex core stacks going early. That's like pretty much the only way for him to have an advantage on Azir. But yeah, he's immobile, so you're able to just like drift on him like after you've poked him down and finish him off with ults. Ignite if you have it. He's immobile, so you can have your jungler come mid. Like so many videos like on my YouTube or on my stream, or I'm just making the Victor like die 10 times to me and my jungler. If he like ults at you, just drift away. He's going to want to like W stun you. So just walk out of that, flash out of that if you have to, because that sets up his ult. Azir, strongest mage in the game probably. But Azir, like you need more hands to play. Victor is probably just like an easier version of Azir, so people usually just prefer to play Victor over him. But I feel like Azir just is better because he has so much more playmaking with Azir ult than Azir mobility. Then like once Victor E is down, like you can just harass Victor because you outrange him. And then your Q auto does way more damage than Victor E. A little bit more damage, I mean, like in the early game. Yeah, once I have lost chapter, I am bullying the crap out of this champion. And I'm looking for solo kills. The farther away Victor ult is from Victor, like the slower it is, I believe. So yeah, just if he ults you, just go get some distance on him. If you're in danger, his ult does so much damage, like that's most of his DPS. So his Q and R is like pretty much all of his DPS in like 1v1s team fights. Then his E is like pokey burst. Yeah, make sure you get out of Victor ult if you can, because it does some crazy DPS. Now we have Vladimir. Alright, so I want to say this matchup is Azir favored because Azir outranges Vladimir. So this matchup's like kind of annoying early game because like Vlad has so much sustain, so you could consider Oblivion Orb. What I love doing in this matchup is like taking either Comet or Halo Blades and like just slowly poking him down until he's like 40-30% HP. And then what I do is I all in him, I drift on top of him and try to land my EQ on him. And then I ignite him and then Vlad will go into pool. And as you know, Vlad W, his pool, does like 20% of his current HP. That is how much it costs since he doesn't have mana. So Vlad pretty much kills himself with his pool while ignited. So I just always get solo kills on this champion when I land against it. I love taking Ignite into Vlad and just watching him kill himself with his W. Yeah, it was good. But yeah, once I like Lost Chapter into like Ludens or Leandries because he does stack HP. I mean, obviously, like I do snowball a lot in this matchup, so I usually just go Ludens. If it's like even or he's ahead, I would go Leandries and Oblivion Orb. But yeah, maybe I'll snowball a lot in this matchup due to my range advantage. So you will always know Vlad's Q cooldown because like that's the bar under his HP. He Qs once, okay, the bar is half. And the bar like slowly goes up, and then like once it's half, it's like, okay, his Q's back up. Then once the bar is completely full and it's red, that means he has an empowered Q. So stay the heck away from him. Do not trade with him. Wait for it to run out. Wait for him to use it on a minion. And because like he gets a larger heal when he uses it on a champion. So that's why you do not want to trade. You just want to wait that out. And if you wait that out, then his sustain is reduced. And you're able to just poke him down with rage advantage. And eventually all in him and ignite him and watch him die to his pool. And yeah. If Vlad ults you, drift away. Get away from him because he's trying to all into you and kill him. He does pretty good burst damage. Like once he has like one item, he'll have like either ignite or electrocute or phase rush or something like that, or predator to like run you down with and burst you. If he ults you, yeah, drift away. His E, he like charges that up, just stay behind a minion or try to like get out of his range. That's how you dodge that. Yeah, I'd say Azir favored. His sustain's annoying, but like once you have the mana pool from Lost Chapter, you can poke him down. And eventually on him for a solo kill. I mean, I kind of want to put Xayah mid in here. Lethality Xayah versus Azir is not bad. I've only played versus this once, but I was like, I do play Azir bot lane a lot, and I think Xayah is like kind of hard to play against in the bot lane because of Xayah ult. You never like all in her; she'll just ult and dodge it, and you get outplayed, and you look dumb if you do that. If you all in her when her ult's up. Anyway, Lethality Xayah is pretty solid right now, but I feel like Lethality Xayah is like decent. It's kind of like Varus. I want to say it's like kind of like a skill matchup. Lethality Xayah, her Q is like pretty decent range, like, and her E hitbox when she pulls back the feathers is like kind of nuts. I feel like I sidestep it and I still like get hit by it, so I still get like kind of hurts. Like her QB like actually hurts. So, and then her ultimate like kind of counters a Azir ult, so you can never all in her. She like has to use that. But I would go like ignite or TP in this matchup. If you ever run into this, try to dodge her Q, sidestep it, try to get out of her feathers so that she can't like pull them back and like stun you. Or I think it's a snare. Yeah, it's a snare. A root or snare. What's the difference between a root or snare? I have no idea. They both look the same, or you just can't move, but you can cast things. I don't know the difference, to be honest. Yeah, make sure you get out of her feathers. She needs to land 3 feathers on you to snare you. But yeah, her poke is pretty kind of annoying. It kind of hurts. It's kind of hard to dodge. So skill matchup, do your best to dodge those. Don't all in her. Just try and poke her down with like Comet or yeah, probably Comet in this matchup. Her range is pretty decent with her Q. Her auto range is pretty short, but yeah. Now we have Xerath mid. This one's a little tricky. I want to say this one's like a skill matchup. How good is the Azir at dodging? If you're good at dodging, then you can deal with Xerath. What I do versus Xerath, you see my mouse cursor, I'm like right clicking like this. I kind of like try to be unpredictable like where I'm gonna dodge. Like maybe stand like around the minion wave. So he either has to poke me or he has to hit the mini wave and like push. Yeah, make sure you don't let Xerath auto attack you, because if he auto attacks you, he gets a bunch of mana back from his passive. Do your best to dodge Xerath Q. You can buy like tier 1, tier 2 boots early to help you like dodge Xerath. Yeah, I just kind of like click back and forth like this. And once I see like his Q cast, then I'll like move in one direction. Ooh! Oh no. Okay, good. I thought I just ruined that all. Alright, we're Gucci. Thank God. I accidentally clicked the black button on my mouse. But anyway, yeah, make sure you dodge Xerath, because then if he stuns you, the longer the distance of the stun, if it's like max range stun, you're like stunned for like 2.25 seconds or 2.5 seconds. And then he gets slams WQ and even his R on you, so don't get hit by that. It's kind of a slow ability. You can see it coming. So sidestep that shit. And Xerath is immobile, so if you can dodge skill shots and land some poke on him with Comet, Q auto, you can eventually all-in him with Ignites, or just land your ult on him, or just throw him to your jungler. And yeah. What's annoying about this matchup as well is Xerath, a good Xerath player, will like use his ultimate to try and like pick up kills around the map. He can just like kind of like walk slightly out of his lane, like into river, into jungle, and just like ult your side lanes while they're fighting. And sometimes he picks up kills doing that, and that's how he like gets leads on Azir. Yeah, it's kind of hard to farm on Xerath early before your abilities like one-shot the wave. Yeah, usually if Xerath is like focused on like poking me, he runs out of mana, and then like I have the push on him. So I kind of like stand away from my minion wave and like try to make him decide, do you want to poke me or do you want to like push the wave? And if I'm able to dodge, which I usually am, then I have to push on him, and then like I land my Q auto. So yeah, this is either a skill or enemy favor. It depends, you know, how good are you at dodging. Like I know how Xerath works, so I'm gonna dodge his abilities. I don't really lose often versus this champ unless I troll really hard, or like if he gets super fed off my team somehow. Yeah, go Ludens in his game, in his matchup, and you kind of match his poke. Yeah, he's like one of the champs that you could pick into Azir, because Xerath can match Azir's range. So enemy favorite or skill matchup? I think it's skill matchup. These champs up here have ridiculous sustain. I feel like I can't kill them unless they just grief, they mess up really hard. There's like not much skill, like mechanical expression from these champions. Whereas Azir, you have to like click like crazy to outplay these champs. And yeah, that's what I think. This is all my opinion. Now we have Yasuo. So let's say if we're in low elo, this should be free matchup. Like Yasuo will find a way to get hit by your tower or get ulted under your tower. I would say this matchup is probably Azir favored. Maybe like in Challenger, slightly a skill matchup, because Yasuo can win wall Azir Q, and he can win wall Azir ultimate. But I feel like I can outplay Yasuo. So you outrange Yasuo, you just want to let him push into you, you freeze near your tower, and then he has a hard time farming and he gets poked, and he loses CS. Yeah, you have that range advantage. What I like to do to help me outplay this matchup, so if he's like throwing a tornado at me, I will try to sidestep it, or I will use my E, my WE or WEQ to dodge it. You can, if Yasuo is like, so he has his knockup up and he EQs you, like the EQ dash knockup thing. I always ult him, so like while I'm knocked up by his EQ, he's knocked up by my ult, so he can't ult me. You can also go Everfrost in this matchup if you want. I usually just go like Hellblades Ludens though, and I burst them. You can also go Lethal Tempo in this matchup too. He'll like stand in the mini wave and just eat your soldier autos. But I feel like I prefer Hellblades versus him. It feels like probably the strongest like rune for this matchup, damage wise, for punishing him early. I'd probably just go Ignite into this champion. Like he's always playing aggressive, dashing you on your mini wave and stuff, so he's vulnerable to your jungler as well. As like Yasuo's like EQing me, like maybe I'll like drift to a different soldier that's already up to like dodge the knockup as well. That's something else you can do. If you're completely like outclassed mechanically by another Yasuo player for some reason, you could go Everfrost and just Everfrost him to make him sit down. because he's like dashing through the minions too much, outplaying you for some reason. But yeah, yeah, that's why you need to like freeze near your tower in laning phase so that he can't like dash through the minions and like run you down in lane. He does more damage than you early from his like QE. So like, I mean his like Q autos like do more damage than his zero autos early. You need to like click back and forth like this to like try and dodge his Qs versus like Yasuo Yone. That's something you need to do because like it's a really thin skill shot, so you can sidestep it. And yeah, definitely I feel like it's your favorite matchup. I dumpster so many Yasuos. Yeah, low elo Yasuo, absolutely free. Diamond, the like challenger. I feel like it's your favored. The best Yasuo player I ever played against, I think, was Mo Yasuo. He was always like so good at like wind walling my ult, so it was like kind of hard to face him. He also used to respect my Azir a lot. I remember like I beat him in solo game, he like banned Azir for a long time. He's like, dang, I don't want to play against that champ again. Yeah, pretty annoying matchup for Yasuo, I think. Next we have Yone. I hate playing versus Yone. This champ is annoying. This is either skill or enemy favored. I'm salty, so I'm gonna say enemy favored. So Yone should take Doran Shield and Second Wind. If he does that, his sustain is a lot stronger in lane to, you know, absorb your poke early game. He goes Shield Bow, so he gets sustain. His E. So basically, how Yone plays in laning phase, he's going to like stack up his Q, his third Q knock up. So he's going to like E at you, and then try to knock you up. So if you see his like Q like knock up, just back up, create space, because he wants to use it on you. So just back up and wait for it to be over. If he does E at you and like try to like knock you up, you can sidestep it, or you can drift away. But it is like pretty expensive on your mana early. Yeah, try to like farm until like Lost Chapter in this matchup. Once you have Lost Chapter, you can start to like poke him down a bit. His W like gives him a shield, and he gets like a bigger shield for like every like thing he hits, like champion or minion, I think. Yeah, this champ's pretty annoying for me to face. There's like 2 interactions with his ults, with his Azir ult. You can push him away. So let me just describe the scenario. So let's say Yone ults first. Yone ults first, and then like you can like cast your ult as he's about to reach you with his ult, and then he'll get pushed away. But if you see him ulting at you and you ult first, then he'll just like ult over your ult basically. Or like, it like pretty much depends on like the cast time. So he'll like end up ulting over your ult depending on like when you cast it basically. So I think you want Yone to ult first by like half a second or something. And yeah, this champ, so annoying, man. But yeah, try to sidestep his Qs, like clicking left, right. And that'll help out a bit. When he's like running you down, just drift away when he E's at you. Respect his knockup. But yeah, the shield like kind of absorbs like your Q auto early. I feel like I like Hella Blades the best. I just, you know, use Hella Blades whenever his E is down, and then just back up. Whenever he's like farming and then he doesn't have his knockup. Q auto, Hella Blades, and yeah. Yeah, once you have a good mana pool from like Lost Chapter, Ludens, then you can like start to attempt to win the matchup. But yeah, if you get hit by any of his abilities, you will lose every trade, or you will lose your life in game. Yeah, if he lands his knockup Q, then that sets up his ultimate. While you are knocked up, he gets to cast his ult and land that, since that has like a small cast time. And that sets up, that basically sets that up. You really need to respect his E. Like, the more he hits you, the more true damage it does. And yeah, just drift away. It's really important that you do that. You can take Ignite, Exhaust, or TP in this matchup. I usually go Ignite or TP. You just want to try and survive early. Don't give him any kills. Because like once you guys have like even items, like 1 to 2 items and so on, like it's like pretty even. It's like whoever just like plays better. But in laning phase, I feel like he's like pretty hard to punish. because of all the sustain he can get from runes and items. And he can cancel CC with his E. Just kite him. Use range advantage. Respect those abilities. Because he has like a pretty long cooldown, I think. So once his E is down, you can like start to harass him a bit. Make sure you dodge his like dash knock-up Q. Sidestep that. You can go Zhonya's at some point in the game. I usually do like maybe second item after my mythic item. And you can Zhonya's Yone ult, and that helps out a lot in the matchup. But yeah, before then, like it's like if he ever gets on top of you, he will do way more damage than you. So make sure you create that space. So we got Zed. Zed, I feel like, is a skill matchup. Versus Zed, you need to dodge his shurikens, which is his Q. You need to keep track of his W, which like sends out a shadow and then like replicates his abilities. So, like once you see him like use a shuriken like on a minion, then you can like poke him, you can auto him. You have like, was it like 15-20 seconds or something like that on his W cooldown early game. It's around that range, probably like around like 15 seconds. But yeah, once he's like his W, you need to try and like dodge those shurikens. While his W's down, that's like your chance to poke him, like deny him some farm. I want to like freeze the wave near the tower so he can't like W at you and run you down. His auto attacks do more damage than you early, so don't trade autos with him early. And then his passive, and he's got electrocute, he's got ignite, so yeah, just don't let him on top of you early. At level 6, so there's a good Zed and there's a bad Zed. A bad Zed will W, then he'll press W again to like close the gap, and then he'll ult you. So Azir can like cast the ult like right as like Zed is like coming out of the ult, like his ult. So like after like Zed ults me, I like press R because Zed will appear behind the champion he ults. So Azir can then like ult Zed away. You want to ult Zed back to his shadow, so that he can't like jump back to his shadow if he like has it still. But yeah, like if you like kind of like mess that up, you like ult him away and then he just like W's back to his shadow and they can like continue to run you down. But yeah. A good Zed will like try to get in range of you. He'll like ult first. And then he'll like save his W. Because like a good Zed will know that you can just like ult him away. But Zed won't get hit by the ults if like he has like his W that he can like still like W to. So I believe Zed has like a small amount of time before he can like go back to his ult shadow, like a really small amount of time. There's like no time for him to like go to his W shadow. It's like instant. So Zed will like W ult W and like throw his shurikens at you at some point in that combo, and like if he hits those, you die. So yeah, make sure you're aware of that. Played versus a lot of good Zeds, and I'm not able to ult them because they just like W after they've ulted, and my ult misses because the like time that it takes to like W is like instant compared to his ult, I think. Yeah, make sure you dodge the shurikens. That's literally the most important part of this matchup. You can buy an early Zhonya's. Zhonya's counters his ult completely. You can Zhonya's like his shurikens if he's like about to land like 3 on you, or you can like Zhonya's the mark damage from his ult. Yeah, if you see his Q down, then you can harass him. And yeah, I like Comet and Hellblades in this matchup. Sometimes I'll take Comet because I feel like I could just like poke him max range whenever his Q is down. It's like really uninteractive for him. I'm playing at my max range the entire time, kind of like versus LeBlanc, where it's like I don't want them to like trade back with me because dang, they hurt. Wow, they hurt. Hellblades is pretty decent, but yeah, if you want to like use your Hellblades on him, make sure his abilities are down, make sure his W is down, because if you're autoing him with Hellblades, then he'll land his full combo on you while you're like standing still. Like it's pretty hard to dodge while you're auto attacking. So I think those are my 2 favorite runes in this matchup. Now we got Ziggs. It's your favorite probably. Ziggs Q, really easy to dodge. It's funny, like most of the time Ziggs Q just bounces over my head. It's such a bad ability. What's annoying about this matchup though is that you should never leave your lane, because if you leave your lane, Ziggs will take your turret. Ziggs, every time he uses an ability, it like kind of like lowers the cooldown of his passive. His passive like does like magic damage on his next auto attack. So he uses that to like take down your turret, and then once your turret's at like 25% HP, he can use his W to execute the turret, so you can't really leave your lane in this matchup. You have to protect your turret. If you're mid lane, you need to keep mid lane turret up as long as possible. That turret is the most important turret in the game. Because then they get like access into your jungle if that turret's down. And then your laning phase is over. And as your laning phase is really strong, you want to make that last as long as possible to scale up and get strong. But yeah, all of his abilities are pretty easy to dodge and avoid, so I'd say it's pretty Azir favored. You go Comet because he's mage. Medium long range matchups I like Comet for versus mages. Or just squishy characters in general. Next we have Zilean. Zilean is free. His champ is so insanely squishy and his Qs are pretty easy to dodge. I take Ignite in this matchup and I legit just farm this champion. He feels pretty easy. Once he's level 6, like he'll have his ult and he's like kinda hard to kill, but I just like I leave it at 1 HP so that he like panic ults and then I wait for his ult to like end and then he either has to recall or I'm able to finish him off because he like overstayed or something. Because he thinks I'm gonna kill him. But I won't. Yeah, I just always farm his champ in this matchup. It's really easy. Spawns easy to dodge, squishy. He's really, really weak early game. You can like freeze near your turret and you can just poke the crap out of him whenever he wants to try and farm. Pretty free matchup. That champ is so weak. He needs so many items to do damage and wave clear. Now we have Zoe. Right now, I feel like this matchup, skill matchup, a really good Zoe can beat Azir, but this matchup is all about dodging Zoe's skill shots. You need to watch out for Zoe's like, I guess point and click damage, which is like her W whenever she like picks up a summoner spell. She'll have Electrocute, she'll have Ignite, so she has like all this like random free damage. She can even like pick up summoner spells or items that do damage, so watch out for those. Yeah, as long as you dodge like Q and E in this matchup, you should be able to win it. So Zoe Q, I feel like it's pretty predictable now that I like played the matchup so much. So she's going to be like to the left or right of the lane, and she's going to like try to hide her Q at an angle, like out of like vision, like in Fog of War. And she'll like just slowly like walk up towards you or the minion wave and like Q you from that angle. So if she's hugging the left side of the lane, go hug the right side of the lane and she won't be able to land that Q on you. A good Zoe is going to like ult towards you and like try to like see which way you're dodging, and then they'll like throw the sleep at you. So do your best to avoid that, sidestep it or E away. And then Zoe ult, pretty predictable. She blinks in a she like blinks in a direction and then she goes back to where she was, and if you have like poked her down or if you're just way stronger than her, you can just drift to that spot she's going to end up and ult her. So free ult right there. But yeah, I'd say this matchup maybe gets a little hard at level 6 if you're like not experienced facing Zoe. She like gets extra range. She will hide her Q in fog. She'll activate Q and then she'll ult forward to get extra range on their Q. So just like, you know, hug the opposite side of the lane that she is. Don't be next to your minions because the AoE damage will hit the minions on you. And she's always like trying to use her Q to like one shot the like caster minions, like wave clear like that, so be mindful of that. But yeah, I take Comet in this matchup and I try to poke her down. I dodge her skill shots, I Q auto her whenever she's like farming or overextending the lane a bit. My champion also has great range. I'd say probably skill matchup. I've played against some really good Zoes. Played against rank 1 Zoe, I've played against Jensen Zoes, Bjergsen Zoe. But that was like way back when like Zoe was like giga busted, had way more damage in her kit, and she could pick up like she could basically just like pick up like all the like the broken like summoner spells and items, and now she can pick up items like Gore Drinker and Shrine Breaker, Prowler's Call, stuff that's like not as impactful like that. Whereas she was just like picking up like Ignite after Ignite or heal after heal, barrier after barrier. The RG was like crazy stupid back then. But yeah, now this season I feel like she's a lot more like, there's a lot more counterplay. Now there's like less BS RNG like that. So yeah, I feel like this matchup is finally playable. I'd say like in the past when her RNG was more absurd with what she could pick up, she was probably like enemy favorite or very hard, impossible matchup. I used to struggle a lot with this matchup, but nowadays, nah. I usually win this matchup. I haven't lost against Zoe in such a long time. I've pretty much beaten this champion lane quite a lot, so I usually just go Ignite. You can go Cleanse in this matchup too. Maybe you're a challenger player and you're facing like best Zoe in A or something. Cleanse is probably pretty good. Because they will, it'll be like even matchup, and then once they have like Lost Chapter, Ludens, then they got some pretty insane burst damage, and if you're like half HP and you get put to sleep, they land the Q, you die, so Cleanse in that scenario is pretty good. You buy early no magic mantle to help with the burst damage early if she's fed, and yeah. I think Zyra mid is really rare, you just dodge her EQ, and yeah. That match is probably free. It's pretty rare to see this, but some people play it. Yeah, Zyra's really squishy. You can farm her plants, you can kill the plants in like 1 or 2 autos, depending on how many soldiers you have. Pretty easy to dodge her abilities, she's squishy and she's immobile, so Azir should beat her pretty easily. And yeah, that is it for the mid lane. I think I'm gonna take a break and do the top lane matchups tomorrow when I stream again. Yeah, stick around for part 2. We'll upload the rest of the top matchups tomorrow after my voice gets some rest. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was very informative and you're able to use this to help you succeed in your games.